What should a church do with property it no longer needs? It's a question that many congregations are facing. Gateway Presbyterian Church in Colorado Springs, Colorado owns a house that was used as a manse for several decades. Gateway members began to consider how they could honor God with good stewardship of this resource. They affectionately call it the house next door.
It's a paid-for asset, and it had been rental property for 20 years. And the general consensus was, we're not called to be landlords, but we're probably called to use that in some kind of ministry.
A dedicated crew of church volunteers fixed up the house without being entirely sure how it might be used. That is, until Elder Paula Worrell had an idea.
One morning I was reading the newspaper and I read an article saying some of the Afghans would be coming to the United States. I thought, well, here we have this big house and it'll be ready.
Hundreds of refugees have settled here, fleeing from violence, persecution, and poverty. They've come from Iran, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Central America, and now Afghanistan. Lutheran Family Services is the agency that helps the families settle in the area. The first step is finding them a transitional place to live. That can be a challenge.
As anywhere in the country, rents are increasing at very high rates, and we always have to keep in mind that when our families get here, they end up in minimum wage jobs, so we also have to factor in that they're going to have to be able to pay this rent with the jobs they get.
More than that, refugees need a sense of community, and that's one of the unique ways a church like Gateway can help.
They need care. They need care, they need warm hearts, they need people that understand that starting the lives all over again is extremely difficult. But what makes it easy is churches like this and partners and volunteers that we have to come alongside the families and help them and alleviate some of that pressure to know that you're not by yourself, we're here to walk with you.
Just a few months after reaching out to the agency, Victoria got the call that a family from Afghanistan needed a home in Colorado Springs. The house next door was ready. Victoria visited with neighbors to ensure they would be welcoming, and they were.
We were absolutely delighted. We felt that any way that we could support the refugees who have come into our country would be great, and we'd love to be able to be involved.
The neighbors have embraced this family, knowing that circumstances in their homeland were dire. The family fled the wrath of the Taliban. The oldest son of the family had served as an interpreter for the U.S. military in Afghanistan. He immigrated to America 6 years ago. When the U.S. forces pulled out of Afghanistan, his family became targets of the Taliban. The Taliban threatened members of the family at gunpoint twice. They feared for their lives. The U.S. State Department got the family safely out of Afghanistan, and Lutheran Family Services helped them resettle in Colorado Springs. The family is learning English and how to find jobs. As they build their lives, they feel at home in the house next door.
We're so happy for living in this house, especially we are safe here. It's like a good thing for us that we're next to the church. They bring some foods for children for us, or some toys or some books for us. They have helped us a lot in everything. We are thank God that we have them here.
Church members feel a renewed sense of purpose in how God is using the house next door. They spend time with the family and invite them to church events. Through it all, they are following Christ's command to love their neighbor.
I'm really glad that we've got this opportunity, because I think we did something special. I don't think there's any question about it, and it ended up being just a wonderful opportunity for us to do something really, really help people out that need help.
It was just meant to be. It was a miracle. We had the place, we had the people working, and we all had open hearts to welcome a family. And then we got the best family in the world.
This church is really, truly extending grace to a culture of people that they wouldn't necessarily extend it to, but they've been given a great opportunity to do so, and I believe that God is pleased about that personally.
Their history has been the little church that could, And yet again, God has allowed them to be able to do something meaningful and life-changing.
As you hear this story, you may feel it's time to consider what to do with your church's underused property. Is your congregation being called to use your resources in new and faithful ways? The Presbyterian Foundation has worked with hundreds of churches just like Gateway and just like yours to transform their assets to creatively support mission and ministry. We are here to work with you. Reach out to us. We are here to help.